Have you ever wondered if the humble penny in your pocket could be worth a life-changing amount? Picture this: a coin so rare, so valuable, that it could potentially sell for over $1 million. Yes, we're talking about the 1991 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Most people don't think twice about their loose change, yet collectors and investors know that a single rare coin can open the doors to a lifestyle of unimaginable wealth. Today, I'm about to take you on a journey through the secrets of this extraordinary penny and show you exactly how you can recognize it, where to sell it, and most importantly, why you should be on the lookout now. If you've ever dreamed of cashing in on a rare find, today could be the day. So, how did a regular-looking penny from 1991 get to be so valuable? For most of us, pennies are just loose change, right? We toss them into jars, forget about them, and eventually cash them in for coffee money. But this particular penny is different. The 1991 D Lincoln penny is a special breed, minted in Denver and part of a batch known to have some unique features that make collectors obsessed. Now, if you're already getting excited, hold on. Because what's fascinating is that this coin was circulating among us, hiding in plain sight. It took years for collectors to realize its true value, and here's where it gets even more thrilling. This coin isn't just worth a few hundred or even a few $1,000s, it's potentially worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine the thrill of finding a coin in your drawer, thinking it's just a penny, only to discover it's the key to a fortune. Okay, I know what you're thinking. A penny worth $1 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? But stay with me because we're about to dive into why this coin is so rare and how you can actually spot one for yourself. The million-dollar question: why is this penny worth so much? Well, it comes down to something coin collectors call mintage errors. When coins are minted, there can be tiny mistakes or unique marks that make some coins one of a kind. This scarcity and uniqueness can make a huge difference in the coin's market value, and in the case of the 1991 D penny, there are certain variations that make collectors go wild. Imagine finding a small detail on a coin, a different alignment, a unique mark, or a slight variation in its structure. That's what makes the difference between a regular penny and one worth a fortune. And here's the best part: even a small error can increase the value by thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is no ordinary collector's item. It's an investment waiting to happen. So, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if I have the 1991 D penny that's worth millions? I'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's talk about why the timing is critical. The current market for rare coins has never been hotter. With a growing number of collectors and investors seeking out unique pieces, demand is skyrocketing. Now, this 1991 D Lincoln penny is like a unicorn for coin enthusiasts, which means the right buyer could be out there, willing to pay an astronomical amount for it. But here's where the urgency really kicks in. The value of rare coins can fluctuate based on trends, auctions, and collector interest. Waiting too long could mean missing out on a high market, or worse, letting a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity slip through your fingers. In other words, timing is everything. What would you do if you found $1 million penny? Would you keep it for yourself, or cash in right away? Go ahead and imagine it for a second, because it's possible. So, let's get into the exciting part: how to know if you have this rare penny. Here's a checklist you need to follow. Look for the D mint mark. First things first, the D below the year means it was minted in Denver. It's a key identifier, so check carefully. Inspect for errors. Look for anything unusual, whether it's a misalignment, a slight doubling of the image, or an odd texture. These subtle errors can be the $1 million ticket. Examine the condition. Condition is everything. Coins that are uncirculated or barely used can fetch far higher prices. So if it looks pristine, you might be looking at a treasure. At this point, if you think you have a rare 1991 D penny, get a professional appraisal. There are reputable coin appraisers who can help you determine the true worth. And when you're ready to sell, consider auctioning it at a well-known auction house. These buyers are serious about rare finds and are prepared to pay big. So there you have it. One tiny penny could change your life, opening doors to a new lifestyle, financial freedom, and possibly even generational wealth. It's thrilling, isn't it? And the best part? This treasure could be hiding in your own pocket, waiting to be discovered. Remember, the right moment to act is now. Go check your pennies, look out for that 1991D, and don't delay. Who knows, today could be the start of an incredible journey toward wealth, adventure, and the life you've always dreamed of. So, if you're ready to start hunting for hidden treasure, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll keep bringing you the secrets to uncovering hidden value in everyday items. Who knows what other million-dollar finds are waiting for you? Don't let this one pass you by. After all, the next big fortune could be right in your pocket. Today, we're talking about a penny worth up to $1.3 million, and it could be hiding in your change. So, ask yourself, what would you do if your next penny turned out to be worth more than your car, maybe even your house? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes the 1997 D-Mint Mark Lincoln Wheat penny so valuable, and how to spot the key details that could make you a millionaire. Trust me, by the end of this video, you won't be able to look at spare change the same way again. Imagine for a moment the thrill of discovering something you thought was small and worthless, like a penny, is actually a massive payday. It's happened to a few, and it could happen to you too. In today's story, the main character is the 1997 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny. You might already know that wheat pennies are worth more than face value, but the story doesn't stop there. Now, what makes this particular penny stand out? Well, in the world of rare coins, details are everything. The smallest minting error or rare marking can be a gold mine. The 1997 D-Mint Mark penny has some of these special features, making it incredibly valuable. For the right collector, even up to $1.30 million. And yes, we're talking about a single penny here, not an entire piggy bank. Just one little copper coin that could be worth more than a yacht. So, why this penny? Why 1997? Why the D? Let's dive in. Every valuable coin has a unique story. The 1997 D wheat penny, produced at the Denver Mint, came with a few mysterious traits that have made it highly collectible. You might not see these details at first glance, but these quirks have driven collectors to pay astronomical amounts. The reason for this is simple. Coin collectors are like detectives. They're hunting for details, unique marks, mint errors, anything that makes a coin stand out. Think of it like a hidden code, something that only the trained eye can spot. These traits, like mint errors or doubled dies, tell a story about the history of US currency, and collectors will pay big to own a piece of that story. And it's these imperfections, the flaws, that make a coin one of a kind, that are turning some pennies into hidden treasures. Could your penny have one of these rare traits? Stay with me, this is where it gets interesting. Are you reaching for your old penny jar yet? Don't worry, after this you just might. Now, you're probably wondering, why would anyone pay $1 million for a penny? Well, in the collector's world, the answer comes down to rarity and demand. There are millions of 1997 D pennies out there, but only a tiny percentage have these valuable errors. Think of it like winning the lottery. Your penny could be one of those lucky few. And the market is hotter than ever because so many people are looking to add rare coins to their collections, especially those in pristine condition. The best part? Even if you find a 1997 D penny with minor errors or just somewhere, it could still be worth thousands. So, we're not talking all or nothing here. There's a wide range of possibilities, and each one is more exciting than the last. Still with me? Because there's more. What if I told you that certain features can mean the difference between a few $100s and over $1 million? So, how can you tell if your penny is the one collectors are looking for? There are 3 main traits you want to look for in a 1997 D penny. First, check for any doubling on the date or letters, a common but valuable minting error. Even the smallest doubling can make a huge difference. Second, take a close look at the mint mark itself. Anything unusual there? That's a sign it could be worth thousands. Finally, the condition. Yes, even a penny that's 20+ years old can still be considered in near mint condition. If yours looks pristine, you might have hit the jackpot. Equals if you're starting to feel like you need a magnifying glass and a detective badge, you're not far off. Now, here's the catch. Rare coins like this aren't just discovered every day. In fact, as time passes, they only become harder to find. Collectors are out there right now, hunting for these pennies, and the market is constantly shifting. A coin worth $1 million today might be worth even more tomorrow, or someone else might find it before you do. Don't just set this aside. Grab that change jar, check your old wallets, and look through every drawer. Your penny might be in there, waiting for its turn to change your life. So, what are you waiting for? Go on your own treasure hunt and start examining those pennies. And if you find something that catches your eye, have it evaluated. It could be the find of a lifetime. Before you go, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more tips on finding rare coins, learning their true value, and getting one step closer to the wealthy life you've dreamed of. You could be one penny away from $1 million story. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Imagine holding in your hand what seems like a simple, everyday penny. Now, what if I told you that this humble little coin could be worth $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could pave the way to a life-changing fortune. But here's the kicker, it's not just any penny. It's the 2000 Abraham Lincoln no-mint mark penny, a coin with a story as unique as its extraordinary value. How did a penny minted just over 2 decades ago end up fetching prices most of us would only dream of? And could you actually be holding one of these $1 million coins without even knowing it? Today, we're diving into the remarkable world of rare coins, where something as small as a penny can make an enormous difference in your bank account. But stay with me until the end, because I'm going to share the key secrets you must know if you ever hope to sell one of these coins for top dollar. So, let's break down the mystery of this legendary penny. Why is this 2000 Lincoln penny so special, and what makes it worth so much? To understand, we need to go back, just a little. The Lincoln wheat penny, minted from 1909 to 1958, has been the icon of American coinage. But the 2000 Lincoln penny we're talking about isn't even a wheat penny, it's something far rarer, more subtle. It's what collectors call a no-mint mark coin, meaning there's no small letter indicating where it was minted. These kinds of quirks? They make collectors absolutely crazy. In the coin world, tiny details equal big money. But wait, before you run to your spare change drawer, take a breath. Not every no-mint 2000 Lincoln penny is worth a fortune. Here's where it gets tricky, and this is exactly why many people end up disappointed. Only a specific type of no-mint mark penny from 2000, in near-perfect condition, is drawing these sky-high prices. And that brings us to an important question. How can you tell if your penny could be worth $1 million? Well, it's all in the details. Collectors and experts look for specific traits. Think of them like clues in a treasure hunt. First, let's talk condition. For this penny to be truly valuable, it must be in what collectors call mint state. Essentially, that means the penny looks almost brand new, hardly any scratches, no smudges. Picture a coin that's been sitting untouched, like it was never circulated at all. That's what they're looking for. Next, there's the all-important grading. Professional coin grading services assign a grade to coins, with MS 68 or higher being the holy grail for this particular penny. Anything below that? Sure, it might fetch you a few bucks, but we're here to talk about the big leagues, aren't we? Alright, by now, you might be feeling a little anxious. Excited, maybe? But also, a bit of that FOMO creeping in. What if you missed out on one of these coins? Or worse, what if you had one and spent it on a soda? But don't worry, you're not alone. Most people have no idea just how valuable these coins are, and that means opportunity is still on the table for those who know where to look. So, you're probably wondering, what's next? How do I go from having a potential gold mine in my pocket to actually cashing it in? Well, here's where things get serious. You don't just sell these coins anywhere. The right buyer, at the right time, can make the difference between a few $1,000s and that life-changing million. And here's the kicker. Most collectors are completely unaware of the specialized auctions and rare coin experts who would pay top dollar for a mint condition, 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you're holding on to one of these treasures, selling it without the right strategy would be like throwing money out the window. Now, let's take a moment to dream. Imagine what $1 million payday could mean for you. Maybe it's finally getting that dream home. Maybe it's creating a secure future for your family. Or maybe it's as simple as a well-deserved vacation to the most exotic place you can imagine. And all from a penny. Just one little penny. But here's the truth, these opportunities don't come often, and the demand for these rare coins is only growing. If you think you might be one of the lucky few who has this coin sitting in a drawer, waiting, don't hesitate. Check your change, consult an expert, get your coin graded. This could be your moment. Will you let it slip by? Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of hidden treasures. Remember, fortune favors the prepared, and sometimes the prepared are just one penny away from $1 million surprise. Hit that subscribe button to uncover more secrets of high-value collectibles. Who knows? Next time, it might just be your hidden gem we're talking about. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious value of an ordinary-looking coin, the 2007 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny. Now, imagine a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard right, one penny valued at a staggering $655,000. How could this be possible? Why would anyone pay so much for a coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance? And the real question is, could you be holding one of these rare pennies right now without even knowing? Let's dive in and reveal not just what makes this coin so special, but how you could turn an overlooked piece of change into a gateway to wealth, security, and a life of comfort. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, you're about to learn how 1 cent can be the key to financial freedom. So, what's the deal with this seemingly ordinary coin? First, it's important to understand that the 2007 D-Wheat penny isn't just any coin. The D signifies that it was minted in Denver, and collectors are particularly fond of certain rare variations that came out of that mint. When we're talking about value in the coin world, it's the smallest details, imperfections, unique markings, or a slight variance in the minting process. That can mean everything. Imagine you're holding a penny that most people overlook, but it's the one penny that collectors everywhere are desperate to find. Why? Because certain versions of this 2007 D-Wheat penny hold a mystery, a rarity that only a trained eye would recognize. Some feature misalignments, doubling of certain details, or faint errors that most people would never notice. These tiny differences mean that only a handful of these coins have that coveted $500,000 value. Now, you might be thinking, that's nice, but does anyone really care about these things? I mean, it's just a penny. But that's exactly where people miss out. Collectors and investors are willing to pay astronomical sums because these coins represent rarity, history, and the thrill of uncovering treasure. And here's where things get interesting. There's no telling where these coins might be hiding. They could be in your old coin jar, the back of your drawer, or even in that handful of change you got with your morning coffee. The reveal: how you can act on this knowledge and find your fortune. So, how do you identify a 2007 D Lincoln Wheat penny that could be worth $655,000? First, look for the basics, the D Mint mark from Denver, and check the year. Then, inspect closely, preferably with a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, for any signs of doubling or unique imperfections. These small differences are what separate an everyday penny from a jackpot. You're not just looking for a penny, you're looking for an opportunity to change your financial future. Imagine this: discovering that rare coin and knowing that your simple discovery could secure your family's future. It's a treasure hunt, and one that could pay off in unimaginable ways. Alright, here's the truth. Millions of these pennies were minted, but only a tiny fraction hold that immense value. Some people, eager to cash in, might sell their coins without knowing what they have. And here's where you don't want to fall into the trap. Do not be quick to sell. Reach out to a professional appraiser or a trusted coin dealer. Remember, the rarer the coin, the more care it deserves. Taking the time to check and confirm the value could mean the difference between a few dollars and hundreds of thousands. Imagine finding that treasure, that piece of history that could secure your family's future, all from the change jar or an old penny saved away. It's not a fairy tale. People just like you have done it. So, here's your challenge: start digging. Take a look through your old pennies, your change jars, your forgotten coin stashes. Could you be sitting on a small fortune? Don't just wonder, find out. It's time to take action, and you never know, one simple penny could make all the difference. Imagine pulling an old penny from your drawer, dusty, forgotten, and then discovering that it could be worth a staggering $1.2 million. What would you do with that kind of money? Think about it, a life-changing find hiding in plain sight. Today, we're diving into the mysterious world of rare pennies, focusing on one in particular, the 1991 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's capturing serious attention. But here's the twist. This isn't just some fairy tale story about finding hidden treasure. This penny, produced in 1991, has an intriguing past, and its current value is soaring. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so special, where its jaw-dropping value comes from, and most importantly, how to know if you've got one just like it. Did you know? Pennies from your pocket change, coins you barely notice, could secretly be worth millions. And some people don't even know what they're sitting on. Could you be one of them? Alright, let's break down why this 1991 penny is causing such a stir. It's a fascinating case. For starters, there's no mint mark. Now, normally coins have a tiny letter stamped onto them to show where they were made, whether it's Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But this penny? Nothing. Just Lincoln staring back at you, with no clues to its origin. It's like a mystery novel where one crucial detail is missing. Quick question, ever lose your keys, only to find them hiding in plain sight? That's what's happening with these pennies. They're easy to overlook, hiding among countless coins, and yet, they're rare and potentially worth a fortune. But here's where it gets really interesting. Unlike the typical wheat pennies from the 40s and 50s, this 1991 penny wasn't supposed to be valuable at all. It was made of zinc with a thin copper coating, like most modern pennies. Yet, a few coins from this batch possess unique flaws and characteristics that make them worth, well, you guessed it, a jaw-dropping amount. How could that even be possible? And if you're thinking, could I have one? Well, keep watching. The signs might be subtler than you think, and you don't want to miss them. The secret behind this 1991 Lincoln penny's astronomical value lies in its rarity, and the demand it's generating among collectors. See, collectors go absolutely wild for coins with specific minting errors or unique features, and this penny? It has them all. Sometimes it's the tiniest details that make all the difference. A small error in design. A unique die break, which, simply put, is when the metal press used to mint the coin cracks, creating a one-of-a-kind imprint. Now imagine, you hold a coin with an identical, rare flaw, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. It's the ultimate collector's dream, finding a needle in the haystack. A once ordinary penny now sought after by those who know its worth. Let's be honest, isn't it ironic? We all drop pennies in our couch cushions, but some are out here changing lives. Imagine waking up tomorrow, finding out that hidden somewhere in your loose change, you hold $1 million piece. How would that impact your life? What would you do first? This penny, it's more than just copper and zinc. It could be a gateway to a completely new lifestyle. Now, before you start digging through your change jar, here's what you need to know to identify a 1991 no-mint mark penny that could be the one. Look closely at the Lincoln portrait. Some rare versions have tiny die cracks that set them apart. You might need a magnifying glass, but for a potential $1 million find, it's worth it. But here's the thing, with so many similar pennies out there, could you really have a valuable one? Experts say there's only one way to be sure, and that's getting it authenticated by a professional coin grader. Yes, I know, a coin grader sounds a bit old school. But think of them like the treasure hunters of the modern age. They're the ones who can spot the gold among copper and give you the certainty you need. Now imagine you're holding this coin in your hand, and a certified expert tells you, this penny? It's worth over $1 million. Feels incredible, doesn't it? So, what's the next step? Start with the coins you already own. Search your old jars, your drawers, anywhere change collects dust. And once you have a suspect, consider getting it checked. If you've got a hidden gem, it's going to be worth every second of the hunt. In a world where people search for wealth in the stock market, real estate, And business ventures, sometimes, the simplest things hold the most potential. This 1991 Lincoln penny is a reminder that sometimes, hidden value is right in front of us, waiting to be uncovered.